Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Legends of Tomorrow, the first two episodes. And yeah, now the reason I've kind of been waiting to do the review for these episodes is because last week on January 21st, the pilots premiered, but it said Pilot Part 1, and then on January 28th, Pilot Part 2 came out. So I didn't know how I wanted to do this, if I wanted to split this into two individual episode reviews or make into one big episode review. So yeah, but right now I'm just gonna be doing a review for both of them since they're both basically the pilot. So very fast, I'm gonna title this Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow Pilot Part One and Pilot Part One and Part Two episodes review or episode reviews, whatever. So yeah, now before I begin though, since this is a new show, I'll basically go over the cast very fast. And basically we have a few cast members from both the Flash and the Arrow. We have a few cast members from each show, as well as well as a few new faces. And basically this is who we have in the show. So Victor Garber as Martin Stein, Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer, Arthur Darvell as Rip Hunter, Katie Lotz as Sarah Lance, Franz Drame as Jefferson Jackson, Sierra Renee as Shiara or Kendra Saunders, Hawkgirl, Falk Henschel as Hawkman, Amy Pemberton as the voice of Gideon, very fast, Dominic Purcell as Mickey Rory, and Wentworth Miller as Leonard Snart, and Casper Crump as Vandal Savage. And then throughout the season, we are going to be seeing kind of cameos or small roles out of Stephen Amell, as Oliver Queen, Katie Cassidy as Laura Lance, Grant Gustin as Barry Allen, and other notable personalities, characters from the show. Carlos Valdez as Cisco, for example. We're gonna have Jonah Hex eventually in the show, and he's gonna be portrayed by Jonathan Shash. I don't know how to say that. And Matthew Nabel as Ra's al Ghul. I think that's the Ra's al Ghul we got back from season 3 and Arrow. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Jonah Hex. I haven't seen the Jonah Hex movie with Josh Brolin or whatever. And I heard mixed things about that, mostly negative. I did hear a few positive things about that. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie yet, so yeah. So yeah, Jonah Hex. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, now onto the actual review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those that have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already. Stop the episodes and haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the episodes and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning. Because as usual, I did. So yeah, so as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rates. So basically, in the first episode, we have Rip Hunter. He basically kidnaps, to say the least. He basically kidnaps Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Firestorm, both of them, two parts of Firestorm, Adam, White Canary, Sarah Lance, White Canary, Captain Cold, and Heatwave. He basically kidnaps them and tells them, you guys in the future are legends, and I'm basically here to fulfill that prophecy. I'm gonna make you legends. And yeah, you're basically gonna help save the Earth and the world. And yeah, you get some pretty cool scenes with them, considering how they're gonna be legends if they want to join the team to become legends, which ultimately they all want to be legends, so to speak, in this team. So you have some pretty cool scenes. You have Hawkman and Hawkgirl. They kind of fight it out, as in literally I guess they have a fight every time they argue, or some shit like that. That was pretty interesting. The funniest one was when Martin just straight up drugs Jack, Jax, and that was funny. He straight up just drugged roofies crap out of him, and just brings him. He's like, yo, I know you don't want to come, but fuck you. just roofies the crap out of them, and then make a pretty good joke with Heatwave saying, whatever you gave him can have some. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, and basically in the first episode they go to the 70s. Sorry, they go to the 70s. They're trying to find this guy, Professor Boardman, who is a leading expert on Vandal Savage and Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and how they can find Vandal Savage. Come to find out that this Boardman character, Professor Boardman, is a child from Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And you're basically trying to rescue him now because supposedly he's supposed to die in the next 24 hours. So we want to prevent his death. Oh no, there's a huge fight, and the fight ultimately causes the death of Boardman, and Hawkman and Hawkgirl both are kind of sad about it. So that's episode 1. At the end of the episode 1, it's revealed that Rip Hunter lied to all of them. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, you know how I told you that you guys are legends? Yeah, haha, not really. In reality, I chose you because although you're all powerful, you're all basically nobodies in the next 150 years. Nobody really gives a shit about you. You guys really didn't leave any kind of mark on humanity. So, yeah, so they're all kind of pissed off for Rip Hunter towards the end of the episode. But they kind of learned to accept, I guess, the reality of the situation. And then they kind of went with the I don't want to say excuse, but kind of went with I don't want to say excuse, but they kind of went with the saying that we all choose our own destiny. We all, even though we're not legends in your future, we could be legends in our future. So that was pretty interesting. I like that. So yeah, and that was episode 1. Episode 2, they're still in 75, but now, so yeah, one thing I like is that every episode, or at least the first 2, they started off with these pretty big action scenes, or at least they had these pretty big action scenes, 1 or 2 of them throughout the show. I mean, the first one had them going off against this like time traveling Boba Fett, and episode 2, which I'm about to get to, was pretty cool. So they start off at this arms terrorist deal, illegal arms dealership, if you know what I mean. Vandal Savage recognizes them almost instantly. Like, you guys are pretty suspicious. So basically recognizes them. Everybody's fighting it out in this arms dealer, which was actually pretty cool. Again, the action, it's pretty cool. Now I don't know. Now it's not as good as the Flash. I feel like Arrow has the best out of the 3 DC shows on the CW. I feel like Arrow has the best action in my opinion because it is more grittier, it's more hand to hand. Flash is pretty slick, although the CGI from time to time, there's very few times where I feel that CGI could have been improved in the Flash. For the most part, the CGI is sleek. However, in Legends of Tomorrow, you have the best of both worlds. It is gritty because you do have some of that hand-to-hand fight with Sarah Lance, Hawkman, and Hawkgirl, and Adam, for example. But you also have some of that CGI, with like Heatwave, Captain Cold, sometimes with Adam, and sometimes with Hawkman, Hawkgirl. You kind of have the best of both worlds. So yeah, now it doesn't really make the best mix in my opinion. I do think as of now, the action can improve, but still the action scenes are pretty fucking cool to look at. And so yeah, so basically Vandal Savage recognizes him. He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna basically pull off this nuclear bomb right now. Hope this shit blows up. Apparently it seems Firestorm can absorb nuclear blasts. So yeah, and they basically decide to go to the USA in 1975. Because during this fight, he lost part of his Atom suit. Vandal Savage managed to get a hold of that piece, and now and basically what he wants to do is reverse engineer to see how he can use that as a weapon for him, for his own benefit. And now they have to go to the USA in 1975 because they're in Norway at the beginning of the episode, and now they have to go to USA, same time period. And funny enough, they have to meet with a younger Martin Stein and try to get his Atom tracker to fucking track the Atom suit part, which they do. That was pretty interesting. The conversation between a young Martin Stein and an old Martin Stein, that was pretty funny, to be honest. But that was also pretty cool to look at, and in kind of a philosophical way, in my opinion. That seemed pretty cool, and it had a pretty cool arc for Martin Stein, so I did like that. And then you have Heatwave, Captain Cold, and Adam, they're going to Vandal Savage's house. They want to steal the knife, or they want to steal this knife that, if they steal the knife, they could possibly kill Vandal Savage. So yeah, everything kind of goes to shit really fucking fast, and we have another big blowout fight at this house, and Hawkman, he is killed, and yeah, Hawkman is killed. It turns out that it has to be Hawkwoman or Hawkgirl who kills Vandal Savage. She's the only one who has the ability to kill Vandal Savage, and yeah, and basically at the end of the episode, Hawkman dies. Hawkgirl is severely injured, but it seems like she's gonna be able to be cured or whatever. She's gonna be able to fight pretty soon. And at the end of the episode, Rip Hunter asks them one more time, "Do you want to be part of this Legends team?" And all of them unanimously agree that they want to be part of this team, and hence now we are here. And yeah, okay. Again, I think the action, when it comes to one of these types of shows, is the most prominent thing to look at. And as I said, you have a bit of the Arrow style action thrown in with the Flash style action. And although it looks pretty cool, I do feel like they still need to work out the kinks. I still feel like they need to work a few things out. So there's that. The acting, for the most part, is pretty good. The guy who plays Hawkman, though, I'm kind of happy they killed him off. But he's listed as a main character, so it seems like he's gonna be in more episodes, maybe through flashbacks or something. But yeah, I mean, the guy who plays Hawkman, Falk Henshaw, he's not that good of an actor to begin with, so yeah. So there's that. I mean, overall, it was against a pretty well acted show. I mean, the people they chose for Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I mean, the one who plays Hawkgirl, she's decent. She's decent, but the one who plays Hawkman, they could cast someone else. They could definitely cast someone else. Same thing with Hawkgirl. They could cast someone else. But at least the thing is, with the one with Hawkgirl, she's serviceable. The one with Hawkman, it's like fucking Jai Courtney in Terminator Genesis. Everybody else is giving a pretty decent performance, and then you have this guy who can't act for shit. He looks good, is good in the action, but can't act for shit. So yeah, that's kind of how I saw it. Everybody else is pretty good. And then you have Jai Courtney. So yeah, there's that. I mean, again, the action's pretty good. The acting is actually pretty good for the most part. The acting's pretty good. The writing's actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what to expect from the show. I actually forgot the show was coming out. Straight up, I forgot the show was coming out to begin with. So yeah, so I didn't really know what to expect. If you asked me right before I saw the first episode, what do you expect? I would say pretty fun action. I expect it to be a pretty fun show with some pretty decent action or some crap like that. I really didn't know what to expect. I was just hoping there'd be some pretty good action from time to time and a pretty decent story. And more or less, that's more or less what we got so far. I mean, again, I didn't really have any high or low expectations. I just had some basic expectations, and so far, it's meeting up to those requirements. So yeah, it is pretty interesting. They killed off Carter. There's no real weight to the character's death. I'm still behind on Arrow and the Flash. So I think if I'm not mistaken, he appeared in a few episodes of the Flash, like one or two. But again, I still don't feel like I will have that emotional weight to it. So that death was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of thrown in there as a shock value, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty interesting. The one thing I have a problem with time travel, with all type of with anything time travel. When it comes to a TV show that's based on time travel or a time travel movie, like for example, I even said this in my Back to the Future reviews. The one thing I have with any type of time travel material, I guess, is the space-time continuum thing. I just kind of overthink it from time to time. So in that, I'm thinking, how fucked up would the space-time continuum be? I mean, we kind of got a small glance of that when young Martin Stein wasn't going to go meet his wife or future wife, hence fucking up the rest of his life to a certain degree. So I'm thinking, it seems like they're gonna eventually have to deal with the effects of that. So yeah, I've always that's one thing that I always have time travel material. How does this affect that, and therefore affect this, or some shit like that? So yeah, how does this character's action in this time affect how this is gonna go down, and then that how is this event eventually gonna play out, for example. So that's how I overthink it, but that's just me. Overall, pretty good episodes in my opinion. They weren't really grabbing in my opinion though. Unlike the Arrow premieres, for the season premieres, or the Flash season premieres, they don't really. This one didn't really grab me. It didn't really like. It kept my attention. And it was pretty fun, but I didn't really feel like. I just felt like it was something just fun. But if you watch like the Arrow premieres, for example, I'm talking about premieres because these are the more important episodes. If you look at the Arrow premieres, they grab you. They want to see. You want to see how the rest of the story kind of pans out. As for Legends of Tomorrow, you're interested. You're somewhat interested as to how the rest of the story is going to pan out, but at the end, you really don't care, and you're kind of just hoping that's just these two episodes. I mean, and for most people, it just seems like they're just hoping it was just these two episodes, and that's it. I'm I'm interested to see how the rest of the season pans out, but yeah, I'd rather watch The Flash or Arrow. It's still, this one so far is still a pretty good show, but the premiere or premieres, because it's part 1 and 2, could have been better. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'm gonna rate both episodes. So yeah, so for part 1, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10, and for part 2, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. So yeah, pretty good premieres, not the best, not the worst. And yeah, there's no news on season 2 yet, so take it as you will thus far. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the episodes. Have you seen them? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on them? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. Whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.